Matthew.
Hi, Claire.
Now, as I was just saying in the bulletin, financial problems in Greece back in the news after publicly funded television was shut down.
Yes, and the government's saying it's not austerity to blame, but the channel was really badly managed. But this shutdown does come as Greece's privatisation programme flounders. That's making it difficult for Greece to meet its commitments to its international lenders. Katerina Vitozzi has more.
Up for sale, but not many takers. Greece's privatisation scheme is falling behind target. The aim to raise €2.5 billion by selling off state assets by the end of this year and €9.5 billion by the end of 2016. But only €2 billion has been raised so far, and on Monday there was a further setback. No bidders for the state-controlled natural gas supplier. Greece hoped for €800 million from its sale, and with no buyers on the horizon, there's concerns the government's going to have to slash spending even more to meet the terms of its international bailout. Greek media unions believe that's the real reason behind the closure of state broadcaster ERT, although the Prime Minister had already stressed no new austerity was planned.
Some farcical things have been heard, such as that because of this temporary obstacle, there will be new measures. This is ludicrous. Privatisation plans are proceeding, and any obstacles that appear are being overcome.
What those privatisation plans are can be seen online. There's a police headquarters for sale, a chain of luxury hotels, even 5 motorways. You don't even have to go to Greece to buy. Some state-owned land is being sold via an e-auction. But this is still a work in progress. The Greek government's expected to ask for more time from international lenders to meet its privatisation targets.
And how are the markets looking, Matthew?
Well, it's been a quieter trading day on the Asian markets. That's because there are public holidays in both Hong Kong and mainland China, but otherwise markets slightly down, as you can see there.
Staying in Asia, another front's opened up in the escalating trade dispute between the EU and China.
That's right. We've had sanctions by Europe against Chinese solar panel manufacturers. Also, China saying that it's looking into European wine, possible sanctions there. Well, now steel and steel tubes in particular, the latest source of conflict. The European Union lodging a complaint with the World Trade Organization over Chinese duties on steel tubes, and they're joining Japan in this effort. Japan's already lodged a similar complaint. So just the latest stage in this sort of escalating tit for tat, if you like.
And plans to open up trade between the EU and the US are also running into problems.
Yes, well, there are these plans for both blocs, the EU and the US, to start these negotiations over free trade, really liberalising trade. But one stumbling block could be the fact that France is insisting that its support for the film, television industries, known as
That's why we're seeing those images.
cultural
I was confused.
exception. There you go. That's why it's all about that. France hands out millions of euros, 770 million last year to its film and TV industries, but fears that this insistence on keeping those protected could lead the US to start imposing its own conditions. In fact, the US ambassador to the EU said that if a mandate is released that constrains the negotiators, it will increase the pressure on our side to do the same. That's only natural, he said. There's a quid pro quo here and there will be a price to pay. Well, trade ministers will meet on Friday and attempt to agree the terms of this because they want to launch all of this next week at the G8. But meanwhile, stars including Bérénice Bejo from the French silent film The Artist were in Strasbourg on Tuesday to make the case for keeping these subsidies. Let's take a listen to what she had to say.
The Artist, which started out as a very small project, wouldn't have been produced if we abandoned unhindered free trade with the United States. Will we be able to make other films like this one, which wasn't expected to make money, and which ended up making a lot?
Now, moving around France could get even harder from this evening.
That's right. Travellers are already dealing with this 3-day air strike, a strike by air traffic controllers. Now, SNCF, the national train company, will join in on a different issue from this evening. There will be a 24-hour strike running. That's going to severely dent what's happening on the rail network. Just thought I'd say people travelling to the UK, Belgium or Germany, though, on Eurostar, Thalys and Alio trains will not be affected. Those trains will continue to run as normal.
Okay, and now for those travelling around New York, the city's famous yellow cabs are going green.
Yes, that's right. Not literally, in fact. They'll still keep their yellow colour, but in terms of their eco-friendliness, a third of them are planned to go electric by 2020. The mayor, Michael Bloomberg, signed a deal with the Japanese car maker Nissan for a fleet of new cars. They want to cut not only air pollution, but also noise pollution in the Big Apple.
That's a great initiative. All right, thank you very much, Matthew, for taking a look through the business news with us.